Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I am taking a look at A Wizard's Lizard. So, this is a game made by Lost Decade Games, and it is available on their website now for $15, and the big reason that I wanted to do a video on it was because they are currently running a greenlight campaign to try and get their game onto Steam. And this is one of those games, kind of like some of the other greenlight games I've been covering lately, that I really feel like deserves more attention and deserves to make it onto Steam. So, I'm just going to show off a little bit of the gameplay today and explain to you why I think that it should get greenlit and why you should go vote. As always, I will put relevant links in the description, so I will put a link to where you can purchase it now, and if you purchase now, you do get a Steam key if and when it gets greenlit, as well as I will put a link to the greenlight page so that you can vote for it to be greenlit. So let's jump right in. So we get to choose a character, and I've only played, I think I played one game and it lasted like 20-ish minutes. So I've only got one character right now, and this is very much like The Binding of Isaac, and I'm not going to spend too much time kind of comparing and contrasting this to The Binding of Isaac. So, we actually get to unlock shortcuts later, but it has kind of the spelunky mechanic where we actually have to unlock those shortcuts, which we have not yet. So, I don't think it is fair to just wrap this up as kind of describing it as like The Binding of Isaac, because there's lots of stuff in it that makes it fairly different. Okay, so if we had more money, we would actually be able to buy one of these, which would be pretty nice, because then we could start with a bit of a stronger weapon. But I don't think there's a way for us to get more money yet, unfortunately. But that's okay. So, kind of the first thing I want to mention is that the art style of this is very pretty. I'm liking it a lot. As well as the music. The music is very nice too. And I just look at our character. I don't know. It's a lot more. It's a lot more lighthearted than a lot of games that I see. Oh no! So, this is, ooh, nice. That was a bit of health there. So this is kind of like the basic format of this game. We are going to walk into rooms, fight off the enemies, and try and collect some gold, because there will be shops and things like that along our way. And we've got multiple quests to try and fill out, basically to get through each section. And what I'm probably going to do is do one complete run. I'm going to try to, unless it starts going like super long, and then maybe I'll cut the video before my run's finished. But like I said, I think my first run before went about 20 minutes, so not too long. I could do that for a look at, and you guys would get a pretty good feel from that about this game. Ooh, that is a nice room. I have not seen anything like this. I really love the lighting effects here. Each piece of gold kind of has its own lighting effect here, which is, it looks really nice. So one of the things that I'm hoping I will be able to show you that really kind of differentiates this from other games like it, right? Because I mean, this is starting to become kind of a thing that we're seeing in a few different games that kind of look like this, you know. And they all kind of harken back to, like, Zelda 1, which is super cool, because I think Zelda 1 is, I mean, it's a super important game, first of all, but it's also just a super, like, fun game to play. And it still stands up to this day, so I'm glad to see kind of more and more developers making games that are like Zelda 1. But you know, like fairly recently, we've had The Binding of Isaac, and we have had Our Darker Purpose, are probably the two other big examples of kind of, can we call them Zelda 1-likes? I don't know, that seems like a good name for it. But you know, it's the whole concept of taking the idea of Zelda 1, which was kind of this top-down fight through the dungeon kind of adventure game, but turning it into a roguelike. And it works so well as a roguelike, which is why we're seeing... Ooh, okay. So I got a Book of Magic. Let's see. Is there anything I can do with that? I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So it looks like maybe what it did is just increased my magic by 1. Ooh, this is a little bit of a tricksy room. So as you can see with like the Book of Magic there are a bunch of items to collect. As far as I know, there aren't really like for example what I would refer to as like an active item. And I hate that I'm going to do this all video, but I'm probably going to, let's see. Yeah, I don't know what that did. Oh cool, I got the shovel, which is a little faster than the sword, it feels like. So that's the other thing, is there's a bunch of weapons to pick up. What I was saying was I really hate that I'm going to kind of talk about Isaac a lot in this video, but unfortunately, you know, Isaac is what I know, so it's kind of my best way of talking about this game in terms of what I know, and probably in terms of what most people who are checking out this video know. That being said, I don't want you to get the wrong impression that this is like derivative of Isaac, because it isn't. I think it is. I think it's different enough to stand on its own 2 feet, and I think that there's room for both. So what I'm kind of doing here, because these are optional enemies, but a lot of them drop gold like that. So what I'm doing is kind of just grinding some gold, because these enemies are fairly easy. And basically it's just like free gold, which is going to be pretty helpful when I find shop. So one of the cool things that I definitely want to get to, assuming the run doesn't go too long, is back where we first started, and I should have gone and looked at that first thing, but it's like a grand hall basically, and you can go check out like info on any enemy that you've killed. So, I mean, it kind of works like the journal in Spelunky, basically. So you can check any enemy you've killed, you can read about any item that you've collected. So, it's basically like a pit stop, sort of, to basically discover what all the things that you picked up do. Because you saw from, like, my inventory menu that I pulled up, that doesn't necessarily tell us what's going on with our items right now, and that's kind of cool. You know, that's typical, but it's nice that afterwards you can go find out what they are, so you can decide if you want to pick that up again or not. Okay. Oh, and there is a villager that we can actually rescue, which we will do, assuming we don't die before that. But I'm finding the same kind of thing that I did the first time that that was close. The first time that I ran through this, and that is that the first area, in my opinion, is not that difficult. But if I do die, which I'm assuming I will at some point. Whoa, that was weird. I don't know if I fought that guy before. There's actually an interesting mechanic when you die. That is one of the things, in my opinion, that really sets this apart from... Oops, Sorry, dude. Thank you for saving me. You're welcome. That really sets us apart from other Zelda likes. Because there's actually a resurrection mechanic that, as far as I can tell, like, just happens. You don't have to collect an item for that. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe I just had an item that did it. But what happened was when I died, I resurrected. Oh, cool. So here's our shop. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy that. Oh, of course. And then there was health right there. Typical. And more health. And more health. That's different. Well, I am going to buy that, though. Monster manual. Okay. Kind of wish there was a way to... Oh, whoa! That's cool. Okay, so... I actually didn't know about that. So there's a Spelunky mechanic as well. I hate to, not that Spelunky is the only game that lets you do that, but you apparently can attack the shopkeeper. Yeah, I'm going to end up dying here, unfortunately. And then just take all the items. That's wild. So I guess if you were, like, really powerful, that could be a pretty darn good, way to get some good items. So, here's the resurrection mechanic that I was talking about. So you can see that I'm back now, and everything has gone light, so I'm not sure... I didn't quite figure out last time what exactly that all changed, except, like we saw the ghosts around earlier. The ghosts were then like a physical ghost, and they would hurt me, and I could actually kill the ghosts. Okay. And just like Zelda 1, see, so now the ghosts are actual, like, physical manifestations of ghosts, which is kind of different. Whoa. Yeah, that was interesting. If I had known that was going to happen, I would not... Oh, goodness. I would not have done that. Oh, my God. Holy cow. Luckily, these guys only take one hit each. The unfortunate thing is, I think if I make it... Oh, so, well, I was just about to say if I make it to the boss. And what do you know? Here he is. I probably won't beat him. So this is like a classic Zelda boss. I believe... Actually, it's kind of like the first mini-boss in A Link to the Past. Like, right when you first are trying to save the princess at the beginning. You fight a guy that fights just like this, and that's kind of cool. That's always my favorite thing with these kind of Zelda-like games, is when they harken back to artwork or enemies or, anything, basically, from the old Zelda games. So, speaking on the other characters, I'm not sure, really at all, how to unlock them. I'm assuming it would be based on probably winning the game or winning the game in a certain way. There are, like, achievements listed for beating the game without taking any damage, beating the game without dying and being resurrected, beating the game in under 15 minutes. So, those could potentially be things that unlock the other characters, but I don't know. Because like I said, I haven't unlocked any characters. But it could also just be really random stuff, like Isaac, where, I don't know, getting X amount of gold or something unlocks a character. Who knows? Also, like, this is pretty... Oh, man. I'm really close to being dead. Pretty typical to roguelike games. It's very tough. Like I said, I did beat this guy the first time, but like pretty much as soon as I made it into the next area, I was dead. Oh, so see, that's interesting. So you get like an extra 500 gold every time. So I wonder now, I should be able to go buy one of these. So maybe I'll try that. Ooh, so it's slow, but it bounces. Which is kind of nice. So these people don't get mad at you. So what I will do is I'll show off the kind of the Grand Hall museum thing here. So we've got our Hall of Defense, so we can go see kind of what things we found. So I wonder if these actually say now. The skull of a demon carved out to suit a warrior's head. Prevents the wearer from being poisoned. So that actually has like an effect. So I'm assuming that just raises our defense a little. But it seems like it does explain to us some of the effects. Shovels don't make the best weapons, but they can be used to dig up secrets. Interesting. So I didn't know that. Battle axe, a dangerous cutting weapon that deals more damage after having bounced off a hard surface. That's good to know, so it actually deals more after bouncing. I might actually try and do like another run here, because I'm having a good time. This is the Hall of Patrons. I think it may just be people who kind of helped fund the game, but I'm not positive. Hall of the Dead, I'm assuming all of this has to do with later enemies. So here's the Hall of Muck, which are enemies that we see in the next area if I had made it. And then, so you can see here I've fought a lot of the enemies here, and you can actually see how many you've killed of each enemy. So like this guy is really common. So yeah, 392 zombies. Yeah, I think I will do one more run. See if I can do a little bit better. But like I said, I think, you know, I think this is a game worth playing. I don't think it's fair to like criticize it for being similar to Isaac, because as much as some people may not realize, Isaac is not all that original. No offense to Ed McMillan, and I don't think he would say it's all that original either, because what he was going for was to make a game that was similar to Legend of Zelda. So, I think it's perfectly reasonable, and it also leads me to kind of my "who is this for?" speech that I always give for these. And first of all, it's pretty obvious, like if you like Isaac, if you like Zelda 1, if you like Our Darker Purpose, like this is for you. I think that should be fairly obvious. I mean, if you've checked out the channel, you know that I have played a few hundred hours of Isaac and have a series on it where I deleted my save and I'm starting from the beginning again. And I'm still having a really good time with this, and I still think that I'm going to make room in like my playtime schedule to also play a Wizard's Lizard, which is saying a lot. So if you're worried that, you know, maybe you're still playing Isaac and you're worried there isn't room for this in your schedule, I think there is, personally. Oh. Man, the werewolf guy here can be pretty tough. Takes a lot of hits, and he can do some good damage. Holy cow. Alright, so let's get a little bit more gold here. And actually, one of the things that I want to ask about in the comments is if you guys would be interested in seeing me play more of this. Because this is definitely a game that I would be up for doing maybe like a small series on. Nice. You know, I don't think it would be something that I did an episode a day like I do with Isaac or something, but I'd definitely be up for doing, you know, recording a few runs and showing it off. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen that kind of ghost before. So yeah, let me know that in the comments if you are checking this out. If you want to see some more of this. This kind of game is like right in my wheelhouse, so... Ooh, there's a key there. Not really sure how we would go about getting to it, though. And I gotta say, I mean, I've kind of just been taking it for granted and haven't been mentioning it too much. But like, the art style in this game is really lovely. Oh, so that is actually our way to the next area if we wanted to go. I think I probably want to fight the boss, though. I don't know if you actually can go through there without fighting the boss. Yeah, it looks like you can. So if you wanted, technically you could skip the boss in an area, it looks like, which I suppose helps speedrunning. But when I killed the boss, he gave me, I think, an item as well as like a ton of gold and health as well. Oh, blade traps, I love it. Of course, these are a Zelda standard. You know, anyone who's played any Zelda game knows about the blade traps. Yeah, I really do just think that this is... Oh, I didn't even notice that treasure chest down there. I really do just feel like this is a really good game, and it deserves your attention, especially if you are typically a fan of these kind of games. Keep pressing start instead of back on accident. And I'm... Oh, that was weird. I must have accidentally hit down. Oh, interesting. Some of those hold enemies in them. It's a little wild. Okay, well that healed me. Oh, darn, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, a bomb. Whoa, I haven't seen a bomb yet, actually, in the game. I keep wondering, like, if you're going to be able to get bombs at some point. Because, you know, that's like a Zelda standard as well. Alright. Sorry, this last part is almost kind of just turned into a Let's Play style format of what's going on here. But, you know, I don't have much more to say about the game. I think it's good. I think you should check it out. Even if you don't want to, like, buy it now, please go vote for it on Greenlight, because this is a game that, in my opinion, needs to be on Steam. I guess at some point I should do like a little video just talking about why I think games being on Steam is so important, because a lot of times I just kind of come in these videos and tell you, hey, go vote for this because it needs to be on Steam. But I don't know, maybe because I'm doing a lot of Greenlight videos lately, maybe I'll put up a little video and just kind of explain why that is. But rest assured, it is important. But seriously, you know, if you like Isaac, if you like Zelda, and you're wanting something a little cuter, because you know that was like the big thing that I've noticed about the art, is it's kind of the only real option out there for this kind of game right now that isn't like really dark. I don't know, and not that I'm against really dark. You know, I love Isaac, but like Our Darker Purpose was really dark as well. I guess there was It'll Do, but that's not like a roguelike. That's more traditional Isaac gameplay, which is also cool, and I loved It'll Do as well. Basically what I'm getting at is I can't get enough of games that play like Zelda. No, really though, I mean, Zelda's one of my favorite series. So, really, seeing any developer do a game like this that kind of calls back to Zelda is awesome, in my opinion. Yeah, so this will be kind of a long let's look at, but I think that's okay. Okay, well, we've got the compass. Nice, found a little bit of health. So I think what I'm going to do here, compass, get that. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Cool. And then make sure that I don't accidentally kill. Oh yeah, the compass, that's real good. So it works just like it does in Zelda. So if we go to our map now, the compass will show us where everything is. I don't know what's up with these, actually. And as far as I can tell, there's always like a villager guy to save, which is cool. I don't know what that does yet. Maybe saving a certain amount of them unlocks a character. I mean, that's the other thing. I'm kind of at the point with it right now where you always kind of are when you're starting a roguelike, where everything is still like such a mystery to me. So I don't know, if you've played a bunch of this game, you might be watching me and just like getting mad. Oh, it's a mimic! That sucks. He almost killed me too. Wow, okay, cool. So I actually got a new kill in this video. I was wondering what the other... Oh, killed by the blade trap. What a silly way to go. That's like the oldest trick in the book. Okay, come on. Yeah, we gotta try and kill the pile of bones here to stop them from spawning. Okay. So I wonder if there's like an item to revert you back to the other status. Oh, it's 5,000. I can't afford that, lady. Man, I should be careful. Oh no. Yep. Darn, that sucks. And that did a lot of damage too. Yeah. Whoa. Ah. Well, okay, speak the devil. That is it. That's how you revert back. Okay, that's cool. See, that's like the funniest thing about roguelikes too, is you know, it's still just like such a mystery to me, this game. So I'm still picking stuff up and kind of just learning what's going on here. Alright, so we've got our boss. Maybe this will be a little easier with the spear. I don't know. If nothing else, it seems like it shoots a little farther. So I can keep my distance a little more. I say as I'm getting like right next to him. This is kind of one of the complaints that I had in my first playthrough, was that the boss fight took forever. And I don't know if I was just really weak, but even now it's seeming like I'm not doing much damage to him. And you know, maybe that's what they wanted. I mean, that's fine. It's just like that this is where I died the first game I played, and I don't think it was so much that I was like playing really bad, but it was more like you just have to play for a long time without getting hit. It definitely seems like this weapon is stronger though, so it seems to be going faster than the first time I played this boss. Ooh. Oof. Yeah, I saw that coming. It's way too close for comfort there. Okay, well I think regardless of how I do, like whether I die here or whether I beat the boss. I think I'm going to stop after the boss, because this is, like I said, this is just supposed to be first impressions of it. So I don't wanna spend too much time on it. Otherwise we kinda enter into Let's Play territory. But like I said, you know, if you are enjoying my view on the game and want to see me play more of it, I'm sure if I'm sure if I do more of it, there'll be plenty more of me talking about Isaac and me talking about Zelda. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the nature of the game. Oh, man. Oh, this may be it for me. Of course, I'll come back in that other kind of, I don't even know what to call it. I don't know if I'm like alive in one and a ghost in the other or what. I guess that would make sense. Like I'm a ghost in, like after I die, I turn into a ghost. That would be pretty logical. Hoping that I can kill him though. Oh no! So close. Of course, and now I've got all the ghosts to deal with on top of everything else, which just makes it that much harder. Oh no. Man, this sucks because he's like so close too to being dead. There we go. Cool. Okay, so now I gotta try and finish all of these guys off, and then I'm gonna wrap this video up. So, as I was saying, you know, I think that you definitely should go check this out. If you're a fan of Isaac, if you're a fan of Zelda, purchase the game now, and vote for the game on Greenlight as well, so that we can try and help get this game onto Steam. I think that would be awesome, and I think it deserves it. I think it's a really great game. And I hope you do too. As always, you know, with these Let's Look Ats, like, let me know in the comments if you agree with what I've said in the video. Especially if you're like me and you're a fan of these kind of games. Let me know if you agree with kind of how I'm looking at the game. But I'm going to finish this up, so as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you'd like to comment about. Subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you like A Wizard's Lizard, or you like my Let's Look At series, okay, so you can only do that once. Very interesting. Sorry, still just learning stuff about it. Or if you like my Let's Look At series, please consider clicking the like button, because that could help me out a lot, and I appreciate everything that you do to help. So, with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.